Agenda 21 is kind of a code name for a master plan originated at the United Nations to change the political and economic system of the world to one of total collectivism. And in order to do that, people must not be allowed to have independence. They must be dependent on the state for everything. Otherwise, they won't be easily controlled by the state. That means they can't have private property. They cannot have land of their own. They have to live in preferably high-rise apartments that are provided to them by the state as a benefit, so to speak. Oh, good, we got a free apartment. These people at the top want all humans to be dependent on the largesse of the state. That means that they don't want anybody living out in the boonies. Anybody that's got a couple of acres of land and his own water supply and can grow his own food or have some sheep or some chickens, these people are a threat to the collectivist society, because they aren't going to go to the politicians and say, please feed me, please clothe me, please give me shelter. They tend to be independent. That's the secret behind Agenda 21. They want people out of the country. They want corporations out there growing all the food and that kind of thing, but they don't want anybody living out there, because that way they cannot be controlled. In order to control mankind, we have to get them all into the big cities. We have to rack them up and stack them up, get them dependent on the state for their food, their shelter, their electrical power, their water, everything. That's the dirty secret behind Agenda 21.
How come in any religious text there's like no female prophets, barely any female prophets? Is it because God is sexist? Maybe. But I think I know why. I think it's because only men have the delusional confidence that it takes to become a prophet. I think a woman hears the voice of God and is like, what the hell is happening? Am I losing my mind? Maybe she has a glass of wine, she tells a friend, but a man will hear the voice of God and be like, gather around, I am the chosen one. You're like, what about that lady? That lady can speak to God, and he's like, that's a witch, okay? We should burn her. God told me to.
I spent 10 years of my life studying religions to see which is better. All of them are against women. All of them follow racism. All of them class oppression. You have to read books, those holy books, in order to know that those books are political books. Religion is a political ideology. Religion is not a moral ideology. It's not about ethics. Is there ethics in religion? We have to ask ourselves. Is there ethics in politics? Because there is no real separation between religion and politics. Religion is a political ideology, and politics cannot exist. Governments cannot exist. Political parties, even the Marxists, cannot exist without religion. They need God all the time to justify injustices. When you use God to justify oppression of women, veiling of women, oppression of poor people, a class oppression, race oppression. When you use God, then everybody is afraid to criticize. So why people are very afraid to criticize religion and to be apologetic? Why? We have to face this. I spent 10 years of my life studying religions to see which is better. All of them are against women. All of them follow racism. All of them class oppression. You have to read books, those holy books, in order to know that those books are political books. Religion is a political ideology. Religion is not a moral ideology. It's not about ethics. Is there ethics in religion? We have to ask ourselves. Is there ethics in politics? Because there is no real separation between religion and politics. Religion is a political ideology, and politics cannot exist. Governments cannot exist.
For thousands and, well, 50,000 years, really. And so there was an influx in the 1950s and the 1970s of higher vibrational beings. The controlling consciousness that is in charge at this moment of this planet is what is and are aware of every incarnate being that comes into this planet. Through sexual union between a male and a female, energy is then sent up and vibrates up through frequencies. They have technology to be able to see where, and then a soul is then attracted to a lifetime. And then the soul will then, this is just one way, a soul will then come to the womb of the mother, and they can track this from happening. Okay, so in the 1950s there was something called Project Oak Tree. Project Oak Tree, this is the truth about Project Oak Tree. Project Oak Tree, the oak tree itself is symbolic of Lucifer. They use the term oak tree. Oak tree is synonymous with Lucifer. So in the the controlling power that has at this time power over this planet is aware that there are very, very, very powerful beings. I don't know what you would want to call them, demigods, gods, whatever you want to call them, that there was an influx of them coming. So they didn't know where and when they were going to be here, but they needed to find a way of tracking them.
You be the judge. If you're awake, you already feel what's right. Support the movement. Show where you stand. Your presence matters. Your choice carries meaning.